Welcome back for field day number 2, Grovers. Great job on day number 1. I'm looking at your responses and it's early afternoon of day number 1. It looks like egg toss has been very popular, which is great to see. I thought that might be the case. So I'm glad you're enjoying the sun, having a good time. We have 6 new activities today. The first 3 are going to be inside. The second 3 are going to be outside. So I hope you have a great time today. You can do these by yourself or with a family member or with your entire family. So this list of items is on this next screen. Gather those up and let's get started. Here's the list of items you will need. Pause the video if you need to gather these up. Our first activity is the quarter toss. You need a few quarters. Our first activity, you just need quarters and a tape measure. This one was inspired by the Michael Jordan documentary, The Last Dance. If you like hoops, I'd highly recommend it. And so they played a little game where they're trying to toss and see who could get the quarter closest to the wall. So if you're playing with a family member or a friend, you can compete against each other. If you're by yourself like I am today, then you'll put a tape measure out and you're gonna see how close you can get. You can play as many rounds as you'd like. You can flip it, you can toss it, you can roll it. There are plenty of different strategies. You just wanna be probably 4 or 5 big steps away from the wall. And then if you're playing with a partner, you both want to throw from the same space. So I'm trying to get my coin closest to the wall. So I take 1, 2, 3, 4 big steps. And here I am. I'm going to try tossing it first. We're flipping it. And it doesn't have to land right by. It doesn't have to land right by the tape measure. It can land off to the side. So that was a flick and that was pretty close. I could toss it. That one's not quite as far. I could try to roll it. Ooh, that one. Try that again. Roll. Let's see if I can get it closest to the wall. Maybe even bank it. Give that one a try. You can make up if you want to say, hey, you can't touch the wall and bank it. That's fine. Whatever rules you want to add, just have a good time with this one. Your next activity is called clean sweep. You need a broom and 3 small balls plus a clothes basket. Our next activity is clean sweep. For this activity, you need a clothes basket, 3 small balls. So I have racquetballs, you can use tennis balls. If you don't have any of those, you can use a softball. And a broom. If you have a hockey stick, that can substitute in as well. I just don't know what you have at your house. The goal of this one, if you're playing by yourself, is you're gonna try to make as many goals as you can in 30 seconds, with the goal being your clothes basket. If you're playing with a family member or friend for this one, you can have a competition to where I would shoot 3 and then a friend would shoot 3 and we see who makes more. Or we can go for 30 seconds and see who can get more. Have a great time with this one. I'm going to throw 30 seconds on my watch. You must hit the balls one at a time. I'm going to be using a broom. If you have a hockey stick or something like that, that works too. You want to be about 3 or 4 big steps back as you begin. So you'll start at the front, so it's 1, 2, 3, and then make sure you're hitting them one at a time. I need to get the time on my watch. Ready, set, 30 seconds, go. Hitting it one at a time. If you only have 1 ball or 1 softball, that works too. Oh, you gotta hit a little bit harder, see if you can get it in. So that's 1. I'm gonna go for my 30 seconds, so I run up, grab them, come on back. Make sure you're hitting them one at a time. So that'll be 2. Down to our last few seconds, 3, 2, 1. All right, so I got 3 goals in 30 seconds. If you want to go longer, that's great, or you can play as many rounds as you'd like. Our next activity is called flying ducks. You need a piece of duct tape and your cup. Activity. You need a cup, and it doesn't matter if it's breakable or not. I'm going to still use this red Solo cup so it's a little easier to see. And then you just need a piece of duct tape. So what you're going to do if you're playing by yourself, you'll rip this into small shreds and you're trying to throw the ducks into the pond or the cup. If you're doing this with a friend or a family member, you would each get a piece of duct tape that's similar length, and then you go for a time. So you could do 1 big piece. I would recommend you tear your duct tape up and make it into smaller pieces, and you're going to try to toss it in, just like you're tossing some darts, little throws. So you want to be we'll go one gigantic step back. So one big lunge, and that's where I'm going to go from. So my first one, I'm going to quickly get that going. I'm going to try to make it in. Now make it stuck to your finger, and that's part of the fun. So I'm going to get that next piece, make it into a little flying duck, and make it into the cup. Give this one a try, have a good time. We're now gonna move outside, so you need a pair of shoes and a clothes basket. Our next activity is called shoe kick in. You need a pair of shoes, that could be a pair on your feet or a pair in your hands or both, and a clothes basket. You are, just like the name says, trying to kick your shoe into the basket. It's up to you how far you go back. If you're playing with your family members, I'd recommend you only just use the pair that's on your feet. But if you're playing by yourself or just one other person, I'd recommend grabbing an extra pair, because then it's a little more fun to kick, and then you're spending a little less time retrieving it. So I'm gonna go 5 big steps back and give it a try. So I'm here, 1. So I'm gonna loosen my shoe up just a little bit. Step, kick. Ooh, just missed. So I step, kick. A little too far with each of those. I'll try with a flip-flop now. Step, kick, and scoot back, step, kick. Give it a try, have a good time. Our next activity is hot shot, so either a basketball or a large ball, and this one may be a little challenging for some people if you don't have a basket, but you are more than welcome to create your own basket. You can shoot a waste basket, get a little creative. I'd love to hear what you do, but you need that large ball or basketball and a hoop. Our next activity is hot shot. So you need a basketball and either 3 cones or some sidewalk chalk to not mark off where there are different scoring areas. So I'm going to be using the 1, 2, 3 scoring. So 1 point is my closest shot. So this orange shot, if I make it from here, it's worth 1. My next shot is worth 2. This yellow one right on the free throw line, and my corner 3, I like to work on those, is going to be worth 3. So you have 30 seconds to get as many points as you can. So I have 30 seconds on my clock. I'm going to be doing this one along with you. Ready, set, go. So I missed my first shot. Big deal. That's 3. So that's 5, add my score up. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I got 6. You can play that one again. Do your best. Try to improve your score each time you go. Our last activity is a dizzy bat or dizzy ball race. So you need a bat or a large ball. Our last activity today is going to be a dizzy bat or a dizzy ball race. So whichever you have, get that one item. So all it's going to be, I'm going to choose the dizzy bat, the traditional way to play. And so I've got 2 cones. If you're playing with your family, some people may have a bat, some people may have a ball. It's up to you on what you have at home. So you're going to run down. So I'm going to start at the orange cone. I'm going to run to the yellow. I then have to put my forehead on the bat and go and spin around 5 times and then come back. If you're doing this with a bunch of people, you could do a relay. So it could be myself and a friend versus 2 other people in my family. Whatever that looks like for your family, please do what's best. So you're gonna go down and back. When you go down to the other end, make sure you either run around 5 times with your forehead on. If you're using a basketball, put your hand on the ball and run around 5 times. Ready, set, go. Down, that stays on the ground, I run around. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then run back. So make sure you're doing this on a soft area so if you fall, you don't get hurt. Great job, Grovers. That is it for day number 2. Let me know which was your favorite activity. I can't wait to see you for day number 3.